Good afternoon and welcome to the Bowls New Zealand coverage of the Burnside Under-26 singles being held in association with the Living House. My name is Alex Reid and I'm delighted to be joined in commentary this afternoon by Terry Blackburn. A nice day out there today, Terry.
Yeah, it looks wonderful out there. Excited to watch these guys in action.
And we see them just about to start. So the game that we are watching today is between Royden Aparo and Tom Tairoa, one from West End in Timaru, and the other one from the Cook Islands. Royden from the Cook Islands, of course. And looking forward to this matchup. This is the fourth game that they've played today. The results available on the Burnside Bowling Club website, so they should be in fine form.
Yeah, Tom Tairoa is in particularly good form. I had a little nosy at the results on the website. They're yet to update that third game, but he's had a couple of big wins actually. So, yeah, it'll be exciting to see the form that he's in.
So this is Tom here on his backhand. Very grooved delivery action. And this here, Royden on his backhand, following Tom down.
Royden only 21 years of age, is that right, Alex?
Sure. Yeah, I think that's correct, Terry. Represented the Cook Islands at the 22 Com Games. Yeah. It's like we're on the same wavelength, almost like we're reading off the same bit of paper. Of course, the conditions of play for this event, it's a race to 21 shots, no time limit. Interesting.
It's on a good line.
Pressure on early, really. Yeah, needs it to stop. That's a good bowl from Royden. He sort of, sprayed's an exaggeration, but he put 3 bowls in the same spot. Tom was just chugging them in there.
Not sure if he liked that one out of the hand, judging by the body language.
Played with a bit of weight, didn't he, Terry? Maybe looking to use that shelf of a bowl that sits at 2 o'clock to the jack.
Yeah, absolutely. The inside edge or the outside edge would have worked wonders for him.
And it is 1 shot on the first end to Royden, 1-0 after 1. Long way to go.
Yeah, so I mentioned that Tom has had 2 big wins, 21-6 over Henrietta Scott and 21-1 over Cameron McKean. Royden's day so far, what has been recorded online anyway, he had a 21-5 win over Nathan Gooden, but then a 6-21 loss against Kate Matthews, who I believe is over from Australia.
Well, that's a roller coaster of a day. And with those score lines, they actually wouldn't have played a huge amount of ends, to be fair.
Yeah, certainly some big scores out there. Be interesting to see how this game finishes up.
Still finding their way. It usually takes 2 or 3 ends, doesn't it, Terry?
Yeah, I'd say that's about right. That's the good thing about these games, you can just take these ends and in the early stages to find your way and settle in.
Tom's going to persist with that forehand side. Beautiful greens here at the Burnside Bowling Club, some of the nicest greens in the country, and they have consistently been that way for literally decades. That's a good bowl.
Yeah, you found that line really well there.
Royden's third bowl. Who would you say is holding the shot there, Terry?
My thoughts were that Tom was holding.
Steering this one down. It looks on a high side to me. Beautiful. Wait, look at that.
Looks to
Absolutely
have
level
adjusted
with the
Yeah, he adjusted the speed well, that's for sure.
Fourth time lucky here for Royden. He's put that out into no man's land. I don't think it's coming back, so we think it's probably 1 to Tom, that bowl at 6 o'clock, and he'll just look to draw a bonus here.
That's assuming he's holding, of course.
Or the shot.
On a better track.
Overcooked. We'll see soon who's holding. Of course, this event is a mixed event. There's 32 players participating, and they must be under the age of 26 years old to play and a current financial member of a bowls club that is affiliated to a national organisation. When it first started, it was an invitation-only event, but now anyone who fills the entry criteria can submit an entry, and then the committee selects the field. There's always more entries and spots available, so there is a waiting list. It's a highly sought-after event even to participate in.
Yeah, even just scrolling through the names in the field, it certainly is a great field. Everywhere you look, there's names that you recognise.
Let's see if my eyes were right. So this is Tom's bowl here. And it is 1 to Tom. So all square at 1 apiece in the race to 21. For anyone watching the way it works, the event, the players are drawn into 4 sections of 8 players, and they play 7 games of section play, and the players are then divided from first down to 4th division. So the aim is to be the first or second placed in your section to win a place in Division 1, where you can kick on from. It's a very intensive few days of bowls.
Good start by Tom.
He's a very steady bowler. Tommy's been around for a while now. I think this is probably his 13th or 14th season of outdoor bowls. He holds a gold star in his district. Yeah, good bowl, good start. Brings it to dive. Oh, already this feels like an end where Tom could stack a few in, doesn't it, Terry?
Yeah, he's setting this head up really well early in the end. He'll want to keep that line that he's got. He's been finding the centre line, and by doing that, he's not going to be setting up any targets.
Oh, that's a beautiful bowl here. This is lovely singles play.
Brilliant. Visually, that's not easy. The jack will probably be fairly hidden with that bowl short of the jack. And of course, no visual target like we were talking about.
Yeah, and you can see that there's the pressure. This could easily be a 4 count for Tom. It's just about keeping that target narrow. I wonder if he'll switch. Yeah, he's going to switch to the forehand side. Important moment early on in this match. Oh, well, I suppose at least he's kept the target narrow, Terry.
That's it. I think more important than anything, I think, was, again, getting that line and finding the centre line. And as we can see, he's done that really well. Fourth attempt here, though, for Royden. Can he get
Big
inside
moment.
the bowl?
No is the answer to that question, and it's going to be 3 to Tom. Just pops the mat down in front of the bowls. It's a good end.
Tidy up easy.
Yeah. That's often a good system, isn't it? You just put the mat, if you're not, you just put the mat down in front of wherever the grouping of bowls have
as
landed.
long as that's working for you, of course. But yeah, good system.
Tom straight into his work on his forehand.
Very smooth delivery. Needs it to finish off. It's on the right track.
Interesting Royden's delivery obviously plays for the Cook Islands where the greens are quite slow, and he doesn't appear to have a backswing, so obviously he's got it finely tuned, because you'd think on a slow green you'd need one.
Yeah, do you think maybe over in the Cook Islands he does have more of a backswing, and that's been how he's adapted to the faster greens over here, by reducing that backswing?
Literally hadn't considered that as an option, Terry, but now you've said it, actually that seems quite reasonable. So they are quite slick here in Burnside. They'll be sort of 16, 17, 18, 19 seconds, depending on the day.
Yeah, I think if you're struggling to pull your weight back because, of the pace of the green, that's probably a good starting point, isn't it? Is to reduce that backswing, and I think you'll find you can pull the weight back a little bit easier.
Yeah, for sure. Take a smaller step or start. If you think about it, where we stand on the mat, even you can fix it by a few feet if you start further back on the mat instead of right at the top.
If it hangs around, this is another good bowl.
Oh, what do you think?
I liked it halfway down. Is he going to grab it square? Beautiful.
Oh, what a bowl. That's a lovely shot. No position at the back for Tom, so he can't attack it.
Well, he's
How
not far
far away is
away.
this?
Oh, that is amazing. I, I imagine he's still one down, but he couldn't have played that much better. He's probably stiff not to be holding shot just about.
It's maybe an eighth of an inch away from perfection there. Lovely shot. And a chance for a bonus here from Royden. He'll be pleased to have scored on this end, having dropped a loose 3 on the previous one, and it's just going to be one shot to the Cook Islander. 2-4 in the race to 21.
Yeah, it undoes that feeling of a 3, doesn't it? A little bit.
If you can score immediately after a 3 or a 4, it never really has the same impact, does it? Whereas even if you drop one shot, suddenly that's an end's worth of scoring that you've lost.
Yep.
Long jack. And on the back end, I think having watched 3 ends, it looks like the ditch side is perhaps slightly kinder, Terry. It looks as though it's one that turns easier back to the centre of this rink.
Yeah, it looks like you can trust it that little bit more.
It's a commentator's curse.
Although,
I was about to say, and that's why the players are sticking to the ditch side, but no, it's not worked.
We have seen Tom finding his line on both hands, though. Good starter.
Clean run.
Needs a clean run.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting because we talk about sticking to the same hand because you can make a correction, but how often does a bowl that looks like, the danger is you go, I think that bowl's in the way, but I'll stick to the same hand, and then it is in the way and you've achieved nothing.
Well, it's opened it up. It's interesting that Tom hasn't stuck to the same direction because he had played a fairly good bowl. But
I think it is the preferred hand. And look at that, that's a great shot. And if he was cheeky, he'd say thank you to Royden. You wouldn't stick to the backhand. What's happening here? Are we okay? So what's the logic here, Terry? Just draw a second shot?
Draw a second shot. He might dislodge it and loosen it up a touch, using this one, of course. But didn't quite work out. Still 2 down. If you got the inside edge, that would have helped with reducing the count. But what about Tom now? Do you think he switches? Yep.
I do, and that's mainly because I can see that he is. But he'd be pretty comfortable the way the head's sitting. And we've got Royden again with no bowls. There's no bowls past the head, so if you're not worried about aggression from Royden, the best thing Royden could do is actually just draw a second shot. If he wants to draw the shot, it has to be on the forehand, but he hasn't played the forehand yet, so he may just play the backhand, just try draw second.
That's lovely. Lovely bowls from Tom.
Oh, very steady, isn't it? What's happened there? There was I think there was a jack that just flew onto the green, Terry. Who did that? My money would be on Adam Blucher, I reckon.
Oh, is he going to get the right edge this time? That one?
It's a well-played bowl. He would have loved to have done that
quite.
one bowl earlier. And then you got a cool shot on the forehand, right? But he's just been a bowl behind this entire end. Mr. Bruce, just testing.
Richard Bruce, yep.
That's his name.
Of course, the dad of Taylor Bruce.
Been heavily involved with the Burnside Bowling Club for a number of years. I believe it was Richard who encouraged Taylor to come along to the Burnside Bowling Club in 2008 when they were the headquarters for the World Bowls Championships, and she famously watched Kelsey Cotterill and thought, that's who I want to be like. Since played her at international events, and I think one of the great stories. Whoa. It's all happening here on this end. And
Not a
what do
bad
you think,
effort,
Terry?
but
Is it 2 or
won't
3?
earn a... I think 3. Yeah.
That's 2 threes coming in this direction from Tom Tyder. And you sort of, singles play isn't, it's not to a set number of ends, is it? Because it's first to 21 shots. But if you can score those bundles, you're sort of saying that now Royden has to spend maybe 3 more ends than Tom scoring power to catch back up or win this game. So you try and you sort of see it. You get ends of scoring in front of your opposition and then get to 21 first. So Tom's doing all the right stuff here to open up this little 5-shot lead. If any of that made sense.
No, it absolutely made sense, and he's really just been doing, he's getting that lead through
Great
consistent bowls, as we've seen again. He's been doing it very well, but I wouldn't say he's had to do anything fancy yet. He's just been doing his job and doing it well.
It's been steady, yeah, for sure. And Royden's played a good bowl here. I was just going to say, Tom's drawn a bowl within 3 or 4 inches of the jack. Royden will be thinking, if I can just draw past with my first 2 bowls, I can then make stuff happen with my third and fourth.
Oh, I miscalled
on the scoreboard.
the end
Yeah,
prior.
we're busy. Yeah, you did. You told me it was 3. It's only 2, but my point still stands. Handy there from Tom, holding 2 now, so the pressure already building. Taking his time on the forehand. Don't think he got that one away as smoothly as he would have liked, and you can see it's going to cut the centre line.
Yeah, he really didn't need to change too much on that first bowl.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to. I think it just came out of his hand a bit funny. Tom steering it down. Got a bit of work to do from Mac there, but
this time.
Oh.
How's this one? Might need to make some
contact. Going to find fresh air, Terry. That's a poor bowl. Oh, it's actually brilliant. It stayed up on the paddock. I take it all back. It's opened up opportunities for himself now, if he so wishes. May even be worth just going to have a look at the head, because it's helpful to understand how far away the jack is from the shot bowl. Like if it's close enough that you could hit any of the shot bowl and get jack movement, you may as well have a nibble at this, I feel. Yeah, I think attack here, Terry?
Yeah, absolutely. Tom had the right idea, I think, getting around the back, but unfortunately wasn't able to achieve that for the third and fourth bowl.
Good call here from Royden.
Yeah, he's got all the options.
Oh, he's found the gap. Well, that would be deflating. But a good decision. Just unfortunately went in between the 2 things he could have hit and chipped out his own bowl. But from 2 down to 2 down, so the damage isn't huge. Just means that Tom scores again. So the score's going to be 8 shots to 2 in this race to 21. And the mat pulled reasonably far up there. Looks like about a third of the way up, Terry.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying that mat placement. Sort of seen it throughout the game.
What's your jack delivery strategy in singles, Terry? Do you have like a preferred length?
It really depends on the day. I think my go-to would be, I don't know. No, it'll depend on the day. I do
Cool.
like long ends.
Good chat.
But what about yourself? I must admit, I probably haven't ventured too far up the mat. I think I'm pretty consistent with leaving the mat further back, maybe a few mats up.
It's an interesting one. I do think you see in singles play in particular, you can dominate with your first bowl if you've got a good feel for the jack. I don't think it matters. It's not necessarily consistently throwing long jacks or short jacks or medium jacks or whatever, but I think if you can deliver the jack to a spot where you've aimed for it, that usually means your weight's in, and it often means that your first bowl's going to be really close to him. We saw Tom do that, and he delivered the jack, and then his first bowl, it's just the same feeling. So in singles, you often see players go on runs of scoring because they've got that touch. Deliver the jack, put the bowl next to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to sound the warning bells too early because it's 8-3, but I'm going to ring them anyway. For Royden, particularly coming in this direction, I think it just seems to be struggling to get that consistent green that Tom has found, and he'll be looking to remedy that because it wouldn't want to blink and the score be something like 15-3, 16-3.
Well, another chance for Royden.
Just try and find that correct line.
This looks like a better effort. Any movement?
It's very interesting.
Oh, not in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you think he was looking for, jack or bowl rather than just looking to get into a rhythm and draw close?
I think so. I think it's dangerous to do on the slightly quicker greens as well because you tend to lose those bowls.
Yeah.
More. You're close to your initial target, but they end up, like you can see, that's at least a metre away. Perhaps it would be more beneficial if he just was trying to draw a second shot. But look, Tom's blinked here, and Royden's created space for him. If he can draw the shot here, fair play. It's one of those times where Tom really would have wanted to be drawing a lot closer than that. So he's missed an opportunity to sort of screw the nail in. He can't screw a nail in. To hammer the nail in, and Royden's taken the chance. That's a brilliant bowl. What a shot. Yeah, absolutely fair play. That's great stuff. And you may look back on this end and think, well, that's the moment. Now, where's the mat going to go? That's a question.
Yeah, a little bit further back.
And then the jack. So we're seeing that's pretty much a full length end here. And this first bowl, watch if he leads off on the forehand or the backhand. We think the forehand has been the kinder side, so we would expect to see him lead off on the forehand. And he has done so, which is good news. Score, of course, 3-8 on the physical scoreboard and 4-8 on our one, so I'm not actually sure what the score is. Must be 4-8. So someone's been delayed in updating the one in the background. Viewers tuning in too to this Living House Burnside singles might be asking themselves, well, what does the Living House do? And I can tell you it's their third year involved with the tournament, and they take pride in supplying New Zealanders with an excellent range of earth wool, glass wool insulation, central vacuums, heat pumps, and drive air ventilation systems, which all sounds like pretty cool stuff. If you want to contact them for a free quote, you can call them on a phone number that I have somewhere but have now lost, or you can call into their premises at 11F Sheffield Crescent in Burnside, Christchurch, or of course just Google Living House. Wonderful to have the support of major sponsors for events such as these.
Really impressed
Oh,
with
look at this here.
Tom's standard
That's
of
such
play.
good bowls.
He will be a great addition to the Aotearoa Māori Bowls, playing in the Oceania Challenge next month up in Auckland.
It's an interesting decision here from Royden. The challenge is for him, he's put 3 short bowls now, so you actually can't play any. There's no shot play available at this point, is there?
Not particularly.
I suppose you could try for a kill.
Yeah. Even peeling out Tom's 2 bowls, maybe. I can't remember how they're sitting, but it'll be interesting to see where Tom goes with this one. And sure enough, he's going around the back.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe do have a nibble and you've got 3rd shot.
I think it's worth having a nibble. He's got another. Oh, does he have another bowl in hand? No.
No, it's his last one. That's what we've got. There's a bowl level and 2 bowls short. This looks like it's on the tight line. That's disappointing for Royden, and Tom's just been too consistent at the moment. Holding 2. Looking to make it 3 and to break into double figures first. Very impressive from Tom Taira so far. How's the bonus? Or are we willing it to stop? Oh, I don't think he's made it in for 3, Terry.
I wondered if that might have helped, but unlikely.
Nah, no, I don't think so. I think he's into double figures though. It should be 10 shots to 4. Very impressive showing. Good to see a couple of Australians across this here too. You mentioned earlier that Royden's previous game was against an Aussie, Terry.
Do you class Seamus Curtin as an Aussie or a Kiwi that's returning?
No, he's a New Zealander. We're trying to claim Ryan Bester as well. We'll claim anyone.
Oh,
Canadians
look at
more
this.
like Kiwis than Australians, aren't they? What a bowl from Tom. He's just zeroed right in, hasn't he? He's got that line perfect. And from there, everything else is followed.
That first bowl effectiveness. Yeah, the first bowl effectiveness has been really strong, hasn't it, from Tom?
Just seems like Royden's been under pressure all the time, you know. Sort of hasn't had a chance just to take a breath. Always been having to play shots. Let's see if he can put another one there. Of course, for those tuning in, this is just day 1 of 3 for the Living House Burnside under 26 singles, and the only game that Terry and I are commentating for this event. The real commentators take over tomorrow. We've got Mark Noble and Dave Edwards on tomorrow and Sunday to cover 3 games tomorrow, and then the semi-final and final on Sunday, which should be good viewing. Tom on the back end.
He looks very in control, doesn't he? I say.
Look what you've done. That's fantastic. Royden on the
Perhaps
backhand.
not that bowl.
Yeah, I think for me, for Royden, it just seems to be, it's been hard to find the green. If you can't find the green, everything else is going to be a proper struggle, isn't it? Because, you know, it's quite an important part of the game. It's half of it.
When he has been given some space, he has drawn a few lovely shots, hasn't he?
Oh, he played that beautiful bowl last time going in this direction, where he opened the head up a bit and Tom blinked and Royden essentially drew a toucher on the forehand. And it almost feels like it's time for Royden to switch to the other side of the rink. Sometimes you just don't find it, even though it's been turning more nicely. He hasn't been finding the green, so maybe play the other side and see what happens. Needs a little feather.
Hold.
Oh, no, going to be.
This is what
And,
Tom has been all
continues.
day.
Be shots to 3 now in the race to 21. Jack delivered to the 2 metre mark. And let's watch this first bowl.
I'm liking the look of it again, Alex.
That's so good, so good. Oh.
Yeah, impressive to watch.
Oh, I mean, look, if he keeps up this form, it's hard to see many people beating him, to be fair. Like, if you can consistently put your first bowl on the jack, which we've seen the last 3-4 ends in a row, it sets yourself up for the rest of the end. If Royden can get his bowl to stop, this is a good way. Yeah, that's a good bowl. Just gives him something to play to. Just draw another bowl a little bit past, then you can get a bit more aggressive with your third and fourth. Tom just stacking them in there. Look at this. That's absolutely outstanding, isn't it? What a shot.
Yeah, I'm running out of words, Alex.
Very good. Needs it to hold. Again, if it can stay on the paddock, this is not horrific from Royden. There's now that scoring area out the back, and Tom's got two. Two's plenty. I think he'll look to cover here.
Yeah, and we've seen that's how he's been playing the ends prior to this, isn't it? He'll put a couple on, find a back bowl early.
Oh.
And there it goes.
Yeah, beautiful bowl. What a shot. Positioned where the jack is going. And Royden under all sorts of pressure now. Steering it down. I mean, it's something to behold, isn't it, from Tom? And again, he's got a very small target holding to, so we'll just see another cover bowl, I think, Terry.
Yeah, he certainly won't want to add to the target, sitting good as it is. Might be alright if he's just short of it.
Do you think that was an intentional block? Because he stopped the drive.
I'm not sure, but it's certainly handy. Wow, unless... No,
what hand was he on there?
I thought that... I'm unsure.
You'd think the forehand for the jack or the backhand for the kill. Probably the backhand was, you see, more of a target. But good signs if you're a Tom Taira follower. He's scored another 2 shots here. He's 13 shots to 3 up in an absolutely fine form. And for Royden, what's the path back here? How would you approach it, Terry?
I think I would, as best as possible, try and ignore what Tom's doing and just trying to find your own, and maybe be less worried about the shot, holding shot and just looking to draw areas as much as possible. It really just comes back to, stripping back to the basics, following your process. I think it's a case sometimes, the harder you try, the worse you get.
Good weight.
It almost seems like a loose bowl, that one, for Tom.
Yeah, well, based on the last 4 ends. And good to see Royden there switching to the forehand even when it's open on the backhand. I think he's probably just thinking, well, I haven't actually picked the ditch side as well as Tom, so I may as well try something different. On the forehand. To the forehand, I'll be up the side of the rink. Yeah, nice bowl there from Royden. Good. Look at this here. Needs it to hold. Oh, it's not going to.
Second chance here for Tom. Do you think he'll just add a little bit more weight, or do you think he'll be looking to correct his line?
I think just trying to. Oh,
I think
he
he's done
added a bit of
both.
weight. Yeah.
I quite liked the line that he had. I reckon, another metre or so of weight would have been perfect for him.
Oh, desperately wants to hang around for a couple.
Yeah, I'd say that's a couple.
That's a good end from Royden. It's going to be 5 shots to 13 now. He switched to that other side of the rink and it's paid dividends.
Yes. So you'd expect him to come down on the backhand now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so. I think he will have identified that's the better hand for him. Probably because it does turn less, Terry, which is perhaps more what he's used to in the Cooks. Those slower greens. On the backhand. And the other thing is, if you miss a little bit narrow on your backhand, and he's not going to show it here, but you'd actually force Tom to switch to the backhand too, which is almost what you want.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, it's almost worked. There's just a little chink in the armour here, isn't there? This feels like a sniff for Royden. If he could just score a one or two on this end, and there's room to do so at the moment, could kick on and string some ends together. Oh, you got to be closer than that, though.
Yeah, he would have loved to have been
real close.
He would have loved to have been right on it, and I guess punish Tom for falling short on that first one.
Yeah.
Back.
We've still got. Yes. On the backhand.
Yeah.
Tom on the backhand. Snuck in for 1.5. Right, so what's happened here? Two to Tom Taito. So the comeback from Royden, short-lived. It's going to be 16-5 in the race to 21. After that little blip. Tom again on the backhand. That's a great shot. Oh, what a bowl.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go again from Tom.
What are we waiting for? Just see some people waiting in the background. Have we lost Royden? Maybe we have. Oh, maybe, what would you have done? I mean, there's no time limit, so perhaps you're thinking, oh, 16-5. I'll just go for a little walk. Because realistically, Tom has 5 shots to score and Royden's got 16, so he actually has to reverse. He has to do what Tom's done to him. What would you be thinking, Terry?
Yeah, it is a long way back from here, but all you can do is keep chipping away, I think.
Oh, how good's
And
that? Whatever
that's a
whatever he
really
went
good
and did.
reply.
Do you think we're going to see him walk away every bowl now?
I'd be tempted. This is
Tom
a
on
pretty
the
good bowl
forehand.
again.
Needs it to bite. Oh, that's a great shot. Holding 2. What a bowl.
Yeah, he's both sides of the rink with confidence, hasn't he?
It's been very impressive. I think just finding that line every time has been... Oh, needs it to hold. And that's the thing. Royden's just underneath the line a little bit there, so his weight would have been okay. And Tom switching back to the backhand side. So this is the more turning hand. And watch it come back from there if he's got the weight right. Which he doesn't. Interesting. Every end quite important from this point on for Royden. 5-shot different. There's 2 ends scoring, but once Tom gets within outful, you know you're...
Get away with dropping.
Oh. And look at this here. Oh, he'd be gutted if you've dropped a couple. What's happened here? Wouldn't having a look. We've had a change of marker as well. That's Hamish, maybe. He's taken over from Richard. And some measuring going on there. So what was that in the end? It looks like it was a 2, 3 there to Tom, and a bit unlucky there for Royden because he played a good bowl and just sat out. So
Yeah, and I think to
very
drop
close.
a 3 makes it extra tough, doesn't it? Tom is making quick work of this.
Yeah, I mean he'll be feeling pretty comfortable. He's got 3 shots to score. He can do it money ends now. And he's been so good with his first bowl. And here again.
Yeah, and here's another example of that.
That's great.
You talked earlier in the game, Alex, about, it doesn't really matter where the mat or the jack is if you're in touch with it, and that's been Tom. It doesn't not that it's changed all that much, but when it has changed, he's been able to adjust really quickly.
He said that feel, hasn't he, just for that weight. Again, we see he's just found that line perfect. Royden's searching to find the right line. Tom, 3 shots to score. He's looked away. That's the most emotion we've seen out of Tom Tairua today. It's because he's missed it by a whole foot. God forbid. Royden on his backhand.
This is, of course, Tom's last year in this event, being 25.
Ancient at 25, Terry.
So, feels like a long time ago, Alex.
I was just going to say the same thing.
I'm sure he'd like to go out with a bang, and he's certainly is starting the campaign well.
Oh, look, if he can finish this game off, which is looking likely, it feels, I wouldn't bet against him. He's just been so consistent in this match.
Yeah, and I've
give
just
yourself
seen
all these opportunities.
I've seen that the third game results have come in as well, and he did have a third win, so this will be his fourth if he can hold on, and so far he's holding that. Royden with his final bowl of this end.
And you want to finish top 2 of your section to guarantee you a Division 1 entry. This is big here from Royden.
Needs to land, not find the gap. Oh.
Well, we'll see. Well, that would indicate that here too. So Tom's on 20. Royden on 5 shots, and it's do or die now for Royden. Still important because the count back, just noticed the dog in the background, it's distracted me. The count back for the sections is quite
like
important. So for Royden, yeah, well, it won't be cold. For Royden, it might not necessarily be about winning this match, but if you can hold in there for as long as possible, you reduce the diff, and who knows what could happen if you can stay in the game long enough. Funny things happen in bowls. He wouldn't be the first person to have come back from a 5-shot to 20 deficit, but it certainly is. It's hard to see a world in which that happens today.
Yeah, especially the way Tom's playing. Well, top of Section A at the moment is Seamus Curtin with 3 wins and a differential of 39. Braden Casware second in that section currently, and that's after 3 games of results. Section B, we've got Hamish Kelleher and Cameron Horo as the top 2, both on 2 wins. Section C, which is the section these players are in here, Tom Tairua, as we've talked about, he's got 3 wins under his belt with a differential of 43. So yeah, really solid, and again, if he holds on to this, potentially another big diff. And Kate Matthews also on 3 wins with 39. So they're proving to be really dominant in this section. And lastly, Takarua with 3 wins in Section D, and Jacob Inch with 2 wins. He's in second at the moment based on diff.
Those results are all available at the Burnside Bowling Club's website, which is burnsidebowlingclub.com. So if you type that in, you can find the Burnside singles results.
Yeah, of course, they're really only at the halfway mark of their section play rounds. It'll go through to tomorrow as well. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of changes happening at that top top positions. Just going
How's
to
the
pull
weight?
up this one. That looks a good track.
Needs it to drop. Oh, I could try. It's funny when you get onto that 20th shot looking for your 21st. You really want to get it over. Like Tom will be thinking, I want to get this over and done with as quickly as possible, won't he? Like you don't want to waste too much time.
Yeah, it is funny. You know, in theory, it shouldn't change what you're doing, but I think psychologically, you know, there is definitely a psychological factor involved. There could be a couple there to Royden.
Yeah. I like you do it in bite-sized pieces, don't you? If Royden can score a couple of shots here, do it again and again. Look, it might be a 3,
Looking
2.5.
for a third.
I think it is 3 there. Yeah, that's a loose 3 to score as well. So 8 shots to 20. 12 more to go to level the game for Royden. 1 more to win for Tom.
So a full length. Sticking to the backhand ever since he made that change.
Yeah, just not finding that green at all, is he?
Yeah, I mean, the speed is there. Might just need to trust it.
Start becoming,
especially on that longer length, I think. But room for Tom.
Yeah, I think understanding that your bowl is going to turn quite a lot on these slightly quicker greens here. Sort of, it must feel counterintuitive, Terry, when you've played on so many slow greens to take that wider line, because you play on a slower green and your bowl's going to die out in the rough. No chance of turning back in. So that must feel weird to actually have to take the green and wait for the bowl to come back. But here again, we see that bowl just cutting across the head.
Yeah,
Tom
and
sticking to
you know
the
that's
forehand.
why a lot of bowlers we hear say, you know, you got to believe what you're seeing, and you know trust the lines that it's playing.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. Yeah, just trust your eyes. Sounds simple.
It's very easy to persist. Oh, he looks to have made the correction. Needs to run.
All right, now, Tom, it's your third bowl. You've had good green twice. If you're thinking just draw a close shot, shake hands, move on to tomorrow.
He looks interested.
How hard can it be?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not
it's
amazing,
enough
but
anyway.
It's good enough for the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's enough to, you know, put that pressure on. Royden will be aware that he's matched down at the moment. It's on a good path.
Here we go to save the game. To save the game. Oh, when's it going to stop?
Needs to hang around.
Oh, he may have done enough there, you know.
Maybe.
Just. I Like he's wasted absolutely no green and no weight. Yeah, he's done
One
enough.
down.
Good bowl. So game-winning opportunity now for Tom here, Terry.
Looks like it, he's thinking maybe it's on the touch heavier side. He does have a bowl to land on. No, it's on the shorter side. Well, we go again.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, it's interesting. So 9:20. Tom will still be feeling okay, but the psychology of the sport, you're trying to get to 21 shots. How many times can you miss a game-winning opportunity before you start thinking, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I think he'll still back himself that at some point he'll get this shot to win the game.
Oh, he's been playing well enough to think that, and he knows. I mean, the positive is if you've done the work to get yourself 20 shots to 9 in front, you know that you're going to have the last ball every end until the game is over, be it whether you win or you lose. It's literally he's going to have last bowl every end until one of them wins, which is quite a nice place to be in. That's why you've done the work to get to the 20 shots.
Yeah, but also knowing that, if you carry on with, the first bowl effectiveness that it had earlier on in the game and those strong early bowls, he might not even need to play that last bowl. Just put the pressure on early and perhaps Royden at some point. But, Royden's been doing really well to hang tough. He's been playing some bowls, at crucial times. That's why the match is still going. Solid start. Not as tight as what we had seen earlier on in the match.
What's the line again, Terry?
Yeah, just as you mentioned earlier, probably just losing a few too many bowls because he hasn't confidently found that centre line.
Certainly, I don't think it's been helpful with his later on in the ends. I don't think it's been helpful, just the way the heads have settled. Though I mean, at least he's passed with these two, so he could still stay on the forehand and get a pretty incredible result. Although you'd think he would draw a second shot on the forehand side. That dog, look at the dog, riveted.
Yeah, depends what mindset he's in, eh? It could be a make or break sort of situation.
Yeah, sometimes you can think, well, this is my opportunity. Unfortunately, what he wouldn't have been thinking is to miss short when you've got 2 bowls past the head and you're going down. Oh, it's disappointing for Royden. It's going to have that game-saving opportunity again, Terry. What shot would you play here if you're Royden? You're game down, you've got 2 bowls past the head at 4 o'clock. What do you do?
I don't know. Again, I think it would just be, there'd be a lot of times I'd back my draw, but if my draw hasn't been going particularly well this match, then, maybe I would look just to be, reaching through it and creating my own luck.
Oh, he's reaching through, but look at that. He's cut his line. It's going to be zipping across the head, and congratulations to Tom Taidoa. That was an emphatic win in this 4th round of section play. 21 shots to 9. Thank you very much for joining me in commentary, Terry. And as I said before, we're not going to be back. We're going to be replaced by real commentators and Mark Noble and Dave Edwards tomorrow, viewers. And it'll be 3 games broadcast tomorrow from Game 2. And then the semi-final and the final broadcast on Sunday. So they've been getting through the games pretty quickly. We think if you tune in around 10:30 a.m. in the morning, you should be close to getting the start of that first game. So thanks again, Terry, for your company. Congratulations to Tom, and I wish everyone a wonderful Friday afternoon.
When someone you care about is going through a tough time, it can be hard to know what to do. Here's 10 ways you can help someone who is struggling. Listen. You might want to give advice, but most people just want to feel heard. Be there. You don't have to fix their problems or find the perfect thing to say. Just let them know you'll be there when they need you. Let them know you get it. Let them know you get why they're struggling. Give them what they're going through. Knowing their feelings are normal and okay can make the world of difference. Offer practical support. Ask them what you can do to take some of the pressure off. Maybe you could make them a meal or do something to help around the house. Give time. Sometimes simply being there is enough. Hug it out. When appropriate, a hug can bring so much comfort. Talk it out. Offer to be their sounding board and kōrero with them about what they're going through. Remind them how much they matter. Let them know how much you and others care and how important they are. Remind them of their strength. They might not feel strong right now, so remind them of the strength you know they have. Help find them support. Offer to help them find the right services and support they need. For more information and to try an online therapy course, go to justathought.co.nz.